Hi all. Before getting into the topic, let us discuss some general things. Suppose after entering into a dark room, can you see the objects around you? No, right? This is general observation. We cannot see the objects around us. So what we will do? We will just switch on the light which is available so that the objects around us will be visible. So though we have eyes, we will not be able to see the objects around us in the absence of light. So light is important source to see the objects around us. Okay. So what is light actually? It is energy. Where does it come from? As you all know, naturally it comes from sun. And artificially we have a tube light, lamp, kerosene lamp, electric bulbs, etc. So we have given them name, some particular name. So let us see what it is. So luminous. Luminous means the objects which have their own light, like sun. It can emit light or any artificial lights we have discussed now. And non-luminous. Non-luminous means the objects which doesn't have their own light. We can see them only in the presence of light. So I am an example. You can see me only in the presence of light. Or this board, you can see it only in the presence of light. Or chalk, you can see only in the presence of light. So all the objects which we can see only in the presence of light are called as non-luminous. So source means from where the light comes. Then how do this light travels? First question is, does light travel? Yes, light travels because the sun which is at a distance, the rays of the sun are reaching us only because the light is traveling. But this traveling of light, if we put an object in front of the light, it is behaving differently when the objects are changed. Okay, let me give an example. For example, if we have a room without any windows, completely closed with the walls, then do we have proper light inside the room? No. For example, if we go into the room where we have glass windows, then we have proper light in the room. If due to weather, if fog formation is there on the glass, we will not be able to see other side properly due to the fog. So we have given some names for our convenience to name them as opaque. Opaque means the light cannot travel through these objects at all. For example, door, wall. So we naturally observe that light cannot pass through them. So we are calling them as opaque. Transparent, as I told you, when we have glass windows, we will have enough ventilation inside our room because light is traveling very easily. Then coming to translucent. As a foggy layer when formed on the glasses, we will not be able to see the other side completely. So we are calling it as translucent objects. Okay. So then how does this light travel? So it is having a path. So light travels in a path and that path is always straight. So we represent it as a straight line because it is traveling straight and we are calling it as ray of light. But direction is also important. So if we put an arrow mark, that means the light is traveling that side. If we put an arrow mark this way, that means the light is traveling this side. Right? For our convenience, we are explaining it as a ray of light. But it is not a single ray. So it is a bundle of rays. So if all the rays are parallel to each other, we call it as parallel beam of rays. Okay? We call it as parallel beam of rays. But if these rays meet at one point, then we say that light rays are converging at one point. if these light rays spread apart, then we call that as light rays are diverging. Okay. Then coming to reflection. So we are, as I told you already, we are able to see things around us only in the presence of light. But what is actually happening with the light when it is falling on an object? Why we are able to see that? Because of reflection. Okay. So if we have a surface like this and the light ray falls on that surface. Okay. It touches the surface and bounces back. Just if we throw a ball onto this board or onto wall, then it bounces back. Similarly, the light ray, if it touches any surface, it bounces back. So that is called as reflection. But actually, how we are able to see that if the light rays are bouncing back? For example, if we have a tree in front of us, how we are able to see this tree? First, the light rays, which can be artificial or it can be natural. If there is light source, the light rays are falling on this tree. And if we are standing in front of the tree and looking with our eyes. Okay, so these light rays which are touching the tree from any natural or artificial source, they will bounce back. And this, after bouncing, this reflected rays will reach our eye. Okay, in this way, the incident ray on the tree will reflect back or bounce back so that we can see with our eyes. So we are able to see anything around us only because the reflected rays are reaching our eyes. So this reflection follows two rules. One is the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. What do you mean by that? How this angle is made? Okay, so already I have done two activities. You can watch my videos on this by using laser light. Now I will explain on the board. See, for example, this straight line is a surface or a mirror. Now a light source through which a light ray travels and touches the mirror. And the light ray will reflect back. But how to measure the angle? Then we need to draw a perpendicular line from the surface and we can label it as N, normal. We are calling this line, perpendicular line to the surface, as normal. Okay, so the light ray which is going and touching the surface of the mirror, we are calling it as incident ray. And the ray which is bouncing back, we are calling it as reflected ray. And the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called as the angle of incidence. And the angle between the reflected ray and the normal is called as angle of reflection. And the law says that both will be equal. For example, angle I is 10, then angle R will also be 10. If angle I is 20, then angle R will also be 20. Okay, that is first law of reflection. Then coming to second law of reflection. So it says that incident ray, normal and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. Same plane means what? For example, if the light source is here onto the board, then all the incident ray, normal and the reflected ray will lie on the board. If the light source is moved little forward, then incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray will all lie on the same plane. That means at the same height, on the same plane. For example, on my hand. Okay, all three will be on my hand. If on the board, all three will be on the board. Same plane. Okay. So today we have discussed about what is light. It's an energy. Then about the source, from where does it come. Based on that, luminous and non-luminous objects. Then how do the light travel? It travels through opaque. It travels through some objects and it cannot travel properly through some objects. Based on that, they are named as opaque, transparent, and translucent. And light always travels in straight line as a parallel beam of rays, and it can converge at one point, meet at one point, or they can diverge. And we have reflection. Reflection is nothing but bouncing back of light rays. First law states that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Second law says that the incident ray, normal, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. So that's all. In next class, I will tell you about mirrors, types of mirrors, image formation, and their properties. Thank you.